Hi everyone, and welcome to week 7 of my No Buy year. So true to my word of last week, I am now using the better camera and a microphone. So hopefully the quality has improved accordingly, although now you might be able to see every wrinkle and imperfection, and you might be able to hear every annoying speech habit that I might have, but we're not going to dwell on those things. So this week, I wanted to share the reasons why I think my no buy is working for me to change my mentality and change my habits. I know, once again, I said I would share the things I wanted to buy but didn't, but I think I'm going to save that for the end of the month, as it probably should be. At the end of each month, I can share the things I wanted to buy over the whole month but did not, and reasons why I wanted them and how I talked myself out of buying. But anyway, so that'll be the end of the month video, and this week I'm going to share the main reasons, or some of the reasons I've noticed, why my no buy, why choosing to do this challenge is helping me. And I've tried to organize my thoughts a little bit better than previous weeks as well. So I've got 4 overarching reasons, 4 main reasons why I think the no buy is helping, and why it might help you if you have started to undertake this or want to start undertaking this. You don't have to start in January, you can start anytime. So let's just get right into it. The first reason I think that my no buy year is helping me is because it's helping me change the way I think, not only about buying stuff and consumerism, but about myself as a person. So it's a change of identity. And I've been consuming a lot of content still. I always was and still am a consumer of content that inspires me. A lot of it on social media, but I'm also talking about like books and other, podcasts and talks and other things like that. So I heard some content recently. So I was listening to a podcast by the creator Paige Pritchard. I think her content handle is Overcoming Overspending. And it talks about how, the principal talks about how changing your thoughts has to do with a change in the information you give yourself. The perception of your identity can help you change your habits and your thoughts. I was listening to Paige Pritchard's podcast, or she was a guest on somebody else's podcast, and she was talking about how you change your identity towards shopping and spending and money, and that's how you can change your habits. You have to tell yourself, because so many of us with shopping problems or money habits that are not fruitful, we'll tell ourselves, oh, I'm a spender, I'm not good at saving, I'm a shopaholic, I like shopping, I have a problem, I am just somebody who spends money. But you can change your narrative before you even change your habits, and it'll help you change your habits. So if you can believe or teach yourself, I can save money, I am not a shopaholic, I am a saver, I do not have to buy things to feel happy. You tell yourself these affirmations and you can make it your reality. And I guess, it's kind of similar to manifestation and all that as well. You tell yourself what you speak into the world, what you want, what you believe, and it can become a reality. It's all connected, I guess. I haven't read The Secret. I think that's another manifestation book. Somebody, you can comment if you know about it, or correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I should read it. But yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons my no buy year is helping, because by forcing myself to not be somebody who buys things, I am creating that identity. Without even telling myself I'm somebody who doesn't buy things, I have made that a blanket statement, a blanket truth for the whole year, just by doing the challenge. So I don't have to sit here in the mirror and say, I don't buy things. I am a saver, not a spender. I am living that through doing a no buy year. So that's just something to think about. If you want to change your habits and change your mindset, you could do a no buy year or a no buy period that forces you to amend your habits. The second reason that I think my no buy year is helping me a lot is that it's allowing me to consume and learn to admire things from afar without the need to buy, or without the default of wanting to emulate through owning. So I'm going to use the example of, again, I keep on mentioning Louise Poston just because she's my major inspiration here. But she just did a video recently about dressing and having a minimal aesthetic impact with using 2 colors. And it made me go through my own wardrobe mentally and think, oh, I have some colors that I would like to be able to dress in more. So specifically the colors red and pink. And it's like I have a couple of pieces in both of those colors, but if I had, one or two more, I could use the principles that she was outlining and dressing in two colors. And, oh, if I had another pink pair of shoes or a pink pair, I don't have one currently, or a red top. And then, so I was already mentally kind of shopping or thinking of things to consume. And to be honest, I did have a little bit of a Google and see what options were available out there. And spoiler alert, you're going to see some of those in the things I wanted in February, but obviously did not pull the trigger and buy because of my no-buy-year rules. And first of all, I'm grateful to have the cooling off time, because one of the options is to consume, to add more pieces to my wardrobe, to say, okay, if I want pink to be one of my colors, I need to buy some more pink stuff. The other option I have is to subtract. So I have to decide, is pink one of my colors? Or do I declutter the pink stuff out of my wardrobe? Or do I just put that in the category of clothes that are not going to give me that minimal monochrome or dichrome, two-color impact, because I don't have enough of it? So it's enabling me to have time to fully decide, do I want to consume and add stuff to make this an option? Or do I want to stay where I am and have the pink options not be part of that wardrobe category? Or do I want to subtract things and streamline my wardrobe? That's another kind of topic I would love to get into in a dedicated video, because I think overall, I do want to streamline my wardrobe. And I think there's several things that I'm thinking about to kind of make my decisions more carefully. I'm decluttering very slowly this year in general, and I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to have regrets, but I would love to trim the excess to really find my true style. But anyway, back to the second reason my no-buy is helping. Basically, the crux of it is that I'm able to see things and not buy them. Or I'm being forced to see things without buying them. And hopefully, eventually, I won't have to be forced to see things without buying them. Whether no-buy becomes a perpetual state or not, being able to see things and appreciate them without defaulting to searching and wanting and buying is very, very valuable, and reason number 2 that my no-buy is helping. Let's go to reason 3, which is that instead of shopping habits, part of my time is spent on education or consuming different kinds of content. So I love discovering other no-buy creators. If you're on a no-buy year, if you're documenting it like me, feel free to drop your channel or socials in the comments. I'd love to grow my community of people I follow and am inspired by. So I'm consuming more content that lines up with my goals. And I'm also consuming content that kind of adjacently lines up. So like I'm reading more finance books, listening to more podcasts about saving, environmental awareness as well. The specific examples of this week come from Your Money or Your Life. I haven't read that book before. I've read several finance books before. I've read the Dave Ramsey ones. I've read the Ramit Sethi ones. But Your Money or Your Life is a little bit different in that it kind of focuses on consumerism as more of an overall thing. So it talks about how money is in exchange for your life energy. Working and earning money takes life energy. And there's also a lot in that book about consumerism and the environment and resources in the earth. So one of the things that stuck with me is they were talking about how there's something called Earth Overshoot Day. And that's basically the day of the year where we've consumed as much as the Earth can regenerate in 1 year. And it keeps getting pushed further and further, closer to the beginning of the year. So the book was talking about how it used to be in December and then September. And this year, I looked it up for 2024. Apparently, Earth Overshoot Day is July 25th. Hopefully I got that right. So basically, we're almost at the point where it would take 2 Earths to keep up with the level of what humans are consuming. And to be completely honest, I do not like educating myself on these statistics. I don't like reading about it. I don't like looking into the rabbit hole of climate change because it's frightening to me and it spikes my climate anxiety. It's depressing and scary, and thoughts of the future are, fraught with fear and trepidation and what can I do about it. So I don't love knowing these things, but it is motivating for me to be pursuing eco-minimalism and to be even more mindful when I see content that promotes overconsumption, when I see a haul, when I see things like that. I mean, it's depressing in a way because you see the hauls and you think, oh my goodness, this is the death of our planet, the death of possibly humanity being represented here, overconsumption. But at the same time, it's also motivating because we can at least change our own habits and have an influence over the people around us in a direct or indirect way. We don't have to tell people around us, hey, don't do that. We could just live it and be happy. And people might kind of emulate what we're doing in a subconscious way. If we're not out here keeping up with the Joneses or being the Joneses to be kept up with, then other people won't feel the need to keep up with us or, be like us in that way. So, yeah, the third way is education and learning these kinds of factoids that are helping me stay true to not buying things, but for various reasons. So from the money perspective, from the value of my time and my life, and then also just the greater societal and environmental impact of consumption. The fourth and final point that I wanted to talk about in this video is that I am now developing, through sharing this challenge, a better community and a sense of relatability in the people that I get to interact with on my social platforms now that I didn't have before. So I had social media before. I was very much a consumer of social media before. I shared some other types of content. I'm a musician, so I've shared music content before on dedicated music channels. And now I've got my no-buy. Again, I say this every week. I'm so grateful for the people that are here and that watch what I have to say and that comment and that share that you're doing this as well. I love it. I love that moment of connection and relatability that I get through real humans here. This is not a fancy channel, obviously. I don't have a jingle, at the beginning of my videos or at the end, and I'm not ever going to try to sell you anything. It's not going to be fireworks and whiz bangs over here. But I am a real person trying to do this challenge and try to become a better version of myself and just a better human in general. So the fact that there's other people who also care about this is wonderful. And the fact that some people reach out and, drop a comment every now and then is also wonderful. And especially for somebody that kind of feels like they don't have very many friends right now, kind of like I talked about last week, being a little bit lonely with adult connections in my life. It is a very, very positive change. The feeling of some form of connection that does not come from consumption. I love that. Even also in seeing other creators doing types of content like this. I keep talking about Louise Poston, and I saw also another creator I really admire, Shelbizleee on YouTube. She talks a lot about the environmental side of consumerism, and she talks about being an eco-minimalist. She released a video last week about consumerism and loneliness. When I saw that pop up, I internally gasped because my last video was entitled Loneliness and Consumption, or Lonely and Influenced, because that's my own personal experience. So the level of connection I felt to her, and maybe not directly, it's a parasocial relationship, right? She doesn't know who I am, but the level of connection I felt to her parasocially and the people who watch her videos was increased because I'm experiencing the things that she's talking about and experiencing the things, I could read the comments and see that other people were also experiencing that. And me having that internally and sharing it and seeing that other people also have that experience just feels like a healthier connection than the connection that happens when you buy something that somebody talks positively about online, which I feel like is, I don't want to say it's the primary connection that happens on social media because I don't want to believe that that's true. But with the rise of shopping being available on Instagram and TikTok and links on YouTube and all of that, I do feel like it is one of the driving factors of especially people that want to make money on these platforms. So they're trying to sell you their products and get commission or affiliate links or whatever. And even if they genuinely love every single product that they recommend. It's just a level of connection that's not real to me. It's not based on an experience or a feeling, or if it is based on a feeling, it's the fleeting feeling of shopping and dopamine and consumption and owning something, which is not the true joy of having it. It's, the true joy of having something comes from using it, not just owning it and purchasing it, which is something I'm probably going to say over and over again in every video. Credit to Kimberly Clark for planting that seed in my mind with their Stop Shopping series. And again, I'm so sorry if I don't link all these influencers in my description, but they're all big hitters. So if you just type their names in the search bar, you'll see, all of their stuff pop up, and you can go and interact with their massive communities as well. So to recap the 4 main reasons that I think my no-buy is helping, at least right now, 2 months in, is the change of identity that is happening. So I'm somebody that doesn't have to shop all the time to feel happy, and somebody that's good with money. The second reason is that I can see and appreciate things and consume content without wanting to buy it or without actually following through, even if I occasionally want to buy something. I'm being more educated and seeking out these pieces of information in the time that I might have used to be consuming or researching things to buy. And the sense of community and relatability is the 4th reason for my no-buy improving my life this year. So I think I'm going to try to wrap it up there today. Hopefully you're seeing little improvements week by week here. I want to be less selfish with my content as I get more and more into this year. Basically up to this point, it's been, kind of a free therapy rant for me, talking about my thoughts and feelings, things I want to buy but don't. I'm still going to be doing those things, but I'm going to try to get it a little more organized and a little more high quality every time. All right, bye for now. See you in the next one.